Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki Spiritual Healer. So as we have had this experiment this week, we've been on the air frequency, and we're going to move into the earth element, early on next week. And, inshallah, but we want to make sure that we have discerned that a lot of the chosen ones have been harmed. They have been harmed by the laws, by the culture, by not being able to discern what's real from what's fake. Only being able to implement that they were, isolated from, society. They were isolated in their families. Many of the chosen ones, because of their isolation, their mind has become fractured. Fractured to be against certain women. That, it was, your mother's fault. It was your mother's fault that, she couldn't stop your father. It was your mother's fault that she didn't protect you. It was your mother's fault that she didn't come to those track meets and those games because she was working. It was your mother's fault that your father left. And many times, the chosen ones, men and women, it was your father's fault that you didn't have enough food. It was your father's fault that he would tell lies every time it was his turn to come and pick you up. It was your father's fault that he was never there, but he had another wife and a family that he cared for. So when we stop placing the blame and we understand that the laws that have been sent out, the frequency that has been sent out, the air, when we're discerning the air element, the air frequency, then we are discerning that it is the intentions of the entity in order to fracture your mind in this way. It is the intention to send out the black matter in order to fracture your mind at a very early age and put this type of anger, this type of hatred, in you for the opposite sex. It is, the intentions of the entity to have you not be able to see that you are never supposed to attract your pair, because it will create, a rift. It will create a rift and the lies with two chosen ones coming together, like Abraham and Sarah, like the men of old, Moses and his wife. So when we have this understanding that your mind is supposed to be fractured at a very early age, your mind is supposed to be fractured as a young man, that you will never be able to own anything in order to have the wife that you want. You have to get whatever you can get. When you understand as a female, you will never have the man that you want mentally, because he has already been fractured by society by the time that, you and him, y'all will meet and come to an agreement to get married or be together. You're going to be mentally stagnant. You're going to be fractured in your relationship because the entity never meant you to get married. It was never meant for you to meet your pair. It was never meant for you to know how to get married. If you know how to get married, then that means that you gain wealth. And then you have to, turn the gun, take the gun off of the woman in society and put it on the entity who has the ownership of the land, who has the ownership of, all the women and the men of how they should behave. The beautiful people in society that everybody wants to run after. This entity has fractured your mind so that you're against, men, and you want everybody to, discern men in the way that you see them. And when, some of us that has fathers and brothers, and, and even though that some of them, a lot of them have been wrong, then we have to also look at the fact, well, so-and-so dad, he left. We get brownie points for sticking around. We get brownie points for staying down. Even though, if you're going to make it, very difficult for us to be able to, understand what a real relationship looks like. Not just sitting in a relationship, I'm just going to, do what I want to do. I'm going to be abusive. I'm going to be, neglectful, male or female. When we discern this type of error, the frequency that has been sent out by the government over generations, this curse, this hex, these spells, then you have a definite understanding that something is wrong in this error. You might not can put your finger on it. I haven't seen many men, and it doesn't matter if they are in the church or not. I haven't seen many men put the Bible in the context that it's supposed to be in. I haven't seen many men put the Holy Quran in the context it's supposed to be in, because they are too busy worrying about, arrogance and pride of a woman outshining them, or having a better job than them, or, being able to have control of people better than them, more than them. So these types of things has fractured men's mind in society. And the only cure for it is to apply the holy books the way that it is supposed to be applied. When you discern the error, once you stop fornicating, once you stop dating, once you stop these people in your society from attacking these young girls, once you stop the people in the government from lowering the age for pedophiles, once you stop being abusive in your own home towards women because of what you've been through, once you stop being abusive in your own home towards men because of what you have been through, then you will be able to see that this has been the design so that you would never be able to get the young people married. You will not tell your young people how to get married. You will not look for, the solution in the holy books. You will go against it because you have been getting what you want. Your mind has been fractured. The veil has been placed over your mind, over your eyes, over your heart. The entity has bound, gagged, and tied you. And this has been your warning. With the air frequency, as we discern the frequency that has been sent out. As we discern what is going on in society. Why are we dying? Because we do not want to judge by what God has given the rights to the men and the women in society. I can totally understand. I can totally understand if you want to get your children married at a very early age, especially if you're poor. If you want to, take money for, the child that is beautiful, the one that is more popular, the one that, is going to make sure that your family live a good life. that you can receive a dower for this child and make sure that her future is secure as well. Male or female, he goes to school. He has a degree in construction. He has a degree in, biology, science. These are the types of understanding that we have to give our men and our women. But it is more an understanding that you will have to have something in order to take care of your children. The male is supposed to be the provider, and the female is supposed to be the nurturer in the relationship. For the male, the children, the household, to make sure things go smoothly in the house, to guard the house, in his absence. His job is to protect and provide the house, to involve God in the house, the Godhead, and to lead with the authority. When this type of relationship that God has intended it in this way to be has been fractured, then you will see a society overrun by witches and warlocks. You will see a society out of control. You will see a society that the government has taken over and sent their narcissists into society in order to harm the chosen ones, in order to harm them for generations and keep them blinded, in order to keep them bound, gagged, and tied in society so that they don't want anything but their lower desires. To live like animals, eat, sleep, drink, and have sex. When you require more than that, when you start to teach the young people, no, I'm going to homeschool you so that I know that you're not going to come in contact with these people. I'm going to, make sure that the persons that's coming over here to see you, that they come from a good family. This is what I'm going to require. If I see you trying to, act out of character with my daughter, if you hit my daughter, I'm going to come and do something to you. This is not what we were doing in my house. I cannot allow you to do that, in your house. Until we reach this point of how to discern the frequency that is not only coming from our household, it has been commissioned by the entity to start in the household. But your mind has been fractured so that you only focus on that you only focus on your household, your community, that you never turn the gun on, where it's really coming from. The governmental narcissists that have taken everything in society, that has taken everything from you. It has taken the land. You can't own the land. You can't own, cattle. You can't have, trees. You can't have real food. And you only get the lesser of the women because you're in competition with the lesser of the women. And, you're upset because, they would rather be, by themselves than to have to deal and try to explain to you, men and women, how to implement what God's book has said. And the frequency has gone over, except for those chosen ones, those specific chosen ones who study the book, who do not allow, anger to enter their hearts, who do not allow, the opposite sex to, make them mad in society, who do not allow those negative traits to enter into their heart, and they start to teach the young people how to get married, what the entity would not want to be taught. They do not want this good teaching, the goodness, the praise of God, the fear of God in your homes. in your marriages, how to get married, to go over in society. I have been glitching my system all week because I have sent this frequency out. I have sent this message out to the hearts and minds of the chosen one. I hope that you receive this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. Book your one-on-one sessions with me if you want to remove the negative energy from your relationships, from the situations where you have been blocked getting married, that negative frequency that's been sent out to you in your family. Please book your life coaching sessions, book your video chat sessions, leave a comment for me, donate to me. I really appreciate all of your support. Please like, share, and subscribe over all of my platforms. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.